What is up, everybody? It's your boy Prodigious, aka Jamal Bernardo, and we're back with another stream. But yeah, so I'm here with another special guest. My special guest today is Janine. Did you want to say what's up to the people?
Hi.
Hey, everybody. Yeah, so me and Janine today, if you can tell, she's a female. um, Put yourself louder. What do you mean? I think it's pretty loud. Hold up, let me make it higher then. Whatever. Okay. So today, if you can't read by the title already, it is about growing up. What is respect? All these other stuff and like memorable lessons, pet peeves, stuff like that. And for other people that might be messaging on Instagram and all that other stuff, I'm also on Instagram Live. So if you guys want to follow me there, you can see me live. Anyway, so did you want to introduce yourself a little bit, or like?
Hi, I'm Janine. I stream on Twitch sometimes at Tommy Buns. You can follow me there for the very rare times I do stream.
Mm-hmm. And yeah,
Yeah.
that is good. Anyway, so if you want, we could get right into it if you want. Is that cool?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Okay. So, one of the ordered. Oh, okay. We'll start off with this because one of the people in my chat, I think they might be one of your friends. They were asking, what was the origin story of your gamer tag?
Okay, so obviously by the looks of my gamer tag, you're gonna think it's a boy. Who the fuck calls himself Tommy Buns and is actually a girl? Um, I actually have an older brother. He's like way older than me, like 13 years older. And growing up, he's like playing video games all the time. I'm not old enough to make my own account and stuff like that, so I always hopped on his account and just never bothered changing it.
Yeah, exactly. That's basically it. We asked her the same question when we found out what her gamer tag was. We're like, why is it Tommy Buds? Out of all everything, that's why Tommy Buds. So that's the origin story of that. So to get right into it. So on the side note, what was it like for you growing up, and how have things changed, or how has it changed you?
I feel like as like Filipinos, we all kind of like live the same. How about you start it off, and I'll add on to it.
Okay. I guess I'll start it off. Okay. Thank you everyone who's tuning in or watching this on YouTube, that sort of stuff right now, or on Instagram Live. So it was like growing up for me. I mean, I'm a pretty happy person. So I don't know. I've always liked having a good time, pretty easygoing. I think I'm pretty good with people, but I mean, in an Asian household, I think there's like typical stereotypes and everything. So yeah, I mean, we weren't the richest family out there. So that was just like one of the things that you just grow up and see. But also, how do I say this? Yeah, so they're kind of strict. So they were really strict when it came to, let's say, going out or even sleeping over at my cousin's house.
I get
literally,
that. Yeah.
literally, I asked to go to my cousin's house. I was never allowed to. So, so on top of that, let's say I wasn't really the tallest guy either. So my family always introduced me into like sports and stuff just to make sure I have something to look forward to when I grow up, like hobbies and stuff like that. I've always been outgoing person, but I think growing up, what changed is I kind of had a smaller circle, but I feel like that's more natural when you get out of high school or in general. Like your circle gets smaller, you lose touch with a few people, just because you see who's real. I wouldn't say who's real, but who are there for you more often. Because like I'm friends with some of my people, friends in high school that I'm not really close to anymore. Um, but also in terms of that, like all the rough upbringing that when I was younger, it helped. It helped me mature a lot older when I grew up. So at a younger age, I already was more mature, had more responsibilities um, to take hold of. And I feel like that's almost like every Filipino household or Asian household, let's say, just because they expect you
Yep.
to do things a certain way. Also, you're not allowed to backtalk, otherwise you get like a palo. And if you say palo, that's like a spanking and everything, because apparently it's disrespectful if you voice your opinion. Um, but I mean, on that note, I actually don't thinking back on it. I don't mind it because it actually helped prevented me from like going into a bad direction in life. Because I'm more, I don't know how to explain it, but like it helped the strictness of my parents and everything. The rough upbringing kind of helped me mature and helped me get right on track when it comes to into a good place right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I think that's basically it for myself. I know it might be similar to what yours is, so I'll let you take hold of that.
Very similar, but obviously since you're a girl, I mean, if you're living as a girl, like, um, you stay home. All they want you to do is stay home. They need to know what you're doing. Need your phone number, calling you every day, all that type of stuff. Um, but I feel like having an older brother like broke that for me. He was the rebel of my family. He would apparently get all the beatings and everything like that, but that was like behind the curtain. I could never see it. They would like hit him. He took all the beatings like during the night when I'm sleeping and shit like that. And then like um after he kind of like got my parents more Canadian. Um,
Yeah.
then it
Yep.
started being way easier on me, and I'm like, okay, well, that's great. I'm still fucking pissed though, because I'm trying to be like all these other people who are going out all the time. Their parents don't really care what's happening and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
like, all in all, you turn out as a better person, in my perspective. Like,
I agree. I
I
agree
don't
with
want to say that I'm like an ideal Asian child, but like, look at me. Like, I'm fucking getting good grades. I'm going under like what they want as a profession.
Talk your
It's not like
shit.
I'm causing any type of shit.
Talk that shit. Yeah.
The amount of times I want to be like, shut up, parents. Like, I'm doing what you want. Don't fucking talk to me. Stop lecturing me
Yeah.
all the fucking time.
Mhm. I totally agree. That's I mean like that's even to this day. Like even though we're older, more mature, we have our own job, we pay for our own bills. They're kind of like still like you know what I mean. I think it's
Yeah.
just like the way they
I
are.
still want to be babied though. Like,
Mhm.
pay some of my bills, but I'll pay
Exact-
for my own food or something.
Bless. I swear, if you can pay some of my bills, I'll be good too. Like, go ahead, do that.
Yeah.
um. So one of the questions in chat right now currently are what before we continue on, but is like what are your thoughts on safe childhood? So let's say for safe childhood, I would assume it would mean, let's say, okay, you can't go out, you can't do this. They as a baby, they don't want you to get any germs or you know what I mean, stuff like that. I'm assuming.
That kid's gonna get fucked up in the future. If they don't experience getting hurt, if they don't experience getting hit, I
Mhm.
feel like they're just gonna be a pussy,
Yeah.
honestly.
Dang, you're crazy, but I agree. I agree.
Legit.
Like literally, I think I've seen lots of even like some of my titas and stuff. Like when they have kids, they don't want them to go outside. Don't touch anything dirty. You know, no, don't play in like the dirt and everything. So it doesn't really help their immune system. Like get prone to that. And also like if you just baby them the entire time, they're gonna get fucked up when they're like older
Yeah.
because they can't get away with that shit. You know what I mean? So on that track, when you talk about, let's say, following, or let's say, I wouldn't say, let's say discipline. So when it comes to discipline, what kind of discipline would you take to discipline your child? Let's say if you had a child, because I know some people don't really believe in spanking or that sort of stuff. Kind of like, oh, sit down with them and talk to them about it, kind of shit. You know what I mean? So what
Yeah.
is your take on that?
I feel like it really depends. Like the parents have to get a feel for their kid. Like me and my brother are very different.
Yeah.
I sit still, I don't cry, I stay quiet and
Yeah.
I don't do anything. Like don't fucking hit me if I'm not doing anything. Um versus my brother who's like he likes to talk back, he
Oh
will do what he
shit.
wants and shit like that. So like following him was more ideal versus me. Like I remember getting slapped once and I
Hmm.
fucking walked away and just sat in a corner. I was like, okay, I'm
Really?
never doing this again. Like I'm fucking sad. Like I'm gonna go punch a wall, but like I'm not gonna act up anymore.
Mm-hmm. No,
It
that's
really
smart.
depends.
Mm-hmm. So do you think that's it? Because some people say there's no physical contact with your kids whatsoever. And my personal
Just hit
opinion,
them once.
yeah.
Hit them once.
So my
At
opinion,
least.
I'm not promoting any like abuse of your child and everything. There's difference from like abuse and like I don't know how to say, like spanking.
Nearly killing the kid, but like
Hmm.
yeah, there's a difference.
Yeah, exactly. And because nowadays, someone just messaged this. Literally, if you even like put your hand on a kid, like these guys are savages. They'll literally report you to the cops, and they don't give a shit. You know what I mean? But the thing is, like, in my opinion, if I didn't have that sort of, let's say, follow or disciplining, um, it's like, in my personal experience, I feel like I'd just be a bastard. Like literally, if I had no sort of discipline, there's like, oh, don't do that. You're a bad kid. I'll be like, oh, I don't give a fuck. Whatever. I'm gonna do with that whatever I freaking want. You know what I mean? So I feel like
Yeah, yeah.
you have to find a limit, because some, like, let's say the older generations, they get. I'm sure you might have seen it or heard it from your brother or like or other families, right? Sometimes they take it to another level, like a different extreme. You know, it's just right there. It's right on top of there.
Mhm.
Because I think that the spanking or the following or whatever is, it does help, but also there are side effects depending on how you go about it. Biggest thing is like
Yeah, just don't be
anxiety.
extra with it.
Yeah, don't take it to another level. Like literally, as a baby, pat me on my butt, tell me or something wrong. You know, stuff like that. But because there's only so much you can do with words if that's not how they kind of learn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because some people can be like, okay, sit down with your kid, you can do that, but some people just need some hard love. That's all I can say.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So the way that you were raised and everything, would you raise, let's say, your children, once you do have children and everything, the same way that your parents has, or if so, what would you do differently?
Um, my parents are very traditional and they expect everything to be like just like them. But realistically, it's not going to be like that with how things are changing every year.
Yep.
Um, one thing I would change. Okay, no, there's a few things I would change. I would not have my kids 13 years apart.
Oh,
Cause
is that
what the
that's
fuck?
sorry to interrupt. That's how the age difference of you and your brother? 13.
Yeah,
Oh shit, that's a big gap actually. I didn't know that. Okay.
yeah. Like it. I'm pretty much growing up with another parent. Like that's not fun. At the same time, it is cool because he can like defend me. But he moved out at the beginning of high school, so
Oh shit. Okay.
uh, I didn't have him when I was rebelling more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you. Mm-hmm.
Um, my parents, they like every time I see them, every time I'm upstairs, I could be like in the washroom, getting a glass of water or something. Then they'll see me. They'll lecture me about anything. Like it's not even my
Mm.
fault. Like my mom would
Oh
be like,
shit.
"Oh, I hit a car the other day. Don't ever hit a car. Like when you're driving, you do this and then this. I'm like, "Mom, this is your fucking accident. Like, why are you lecturing me about it? Just leave me alone. I get it. Be a safe driver. But it's like that type of shit. Like, don't fucking make me like terrified to go outside of my room because I know I'm gonna get lectured for something,
Mhm.
for anything.
So basically, they're just put in a position where like, oh, here we go. I'm just like, they're minding my own business and they're lecturing me about something I've never really done. And as
Yes,
opposed to
all the
just
time.
like, I guess there's a difference too. Like, okay, you know, I've got an axe. Just make sure you're careful. Not like, ah, you're dumb.
Yeah.
Ah. Yeah.
Like, they're like instructing me on how to do everything. Like, I'm not even leaving the house. I don't need this right now. And also, like, they always lecture, but they're not the type to like to get to know you. They don't ask me like how my day was, how was school. They're not that type of people. It's kind of like just do what you need to do, get your teaching done,
Yeah.
and then that's it.
No, I agree, and I feel like even just talking to your parents in general, like I said, older generation, if you have a conversation with them, they're always yelling. I don't know, maybe they're not trying to yell, but their voice
Always
just
yelling.
their voice is like to another level. Like they're just screaming, and I'm just like, you don't need to scream. I always tell my mom to, even to this day, I'm just like, yo, just like talk to me like a normal person. You don't have to keep yelling. Like I can hear you. Like you don't have to.
It's like a conversation between two people. We're not in a fucking crowd right now.
No, exactly. There's that. Like I don't need that right now. Um, so there's another question right now. So they were saying, let me just get this quickly. So, what are your thoughts on growing up quickly or growing up too slow? Let's say there's some examples where, um, people aren't maturing this early, or people are just trying to grow up too fast. So, what do you think? What is your topic, or like, what is your take on that, or which do you prefer?
So,
Let's say, to.
um, it really depends on like what made you mature fast. Like what you go through to make you like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it could be reasonable. It could be like, oh, I don't know, like if you had to grow up helping raise your family,
Mm-hmm.
then obviously like you're more experienced. You got to do what you got to do. You have your priorities straight faster. You have like your mindset ready and prepped.
Yeah.
So like it really depends. Like ideally, like go ahead, grow up faster because you'll be like more responsible as an outcome
Mm-hmm.
and more wise. But
Yeah.
like you know,
So, but this is what I take from it too, because like, there's some people that are just too excited to grow up fast, so they're trying to like do all this other stuff. Let's say let's say an example could be like the club. People are just gonna be sneaking into the club at 16 or 15, whatever age they are, and getting into the shit, drinking all that other stuff. And I think okay, and I've been through that, and I'm not gonna lie, like it's happened before, but I mean, I don't think there's any right or wrong, like you said, about growing too fast or growing a lot or maturing a lot later than other people. If I had to choose, I'd say
yeah.
maturing a lot faster, just because you're already prepared for certain situations, because you're mentally prepared for those situations now.
Mhm.
But when you're a lot younger or more immature, uh, Slim Chubby, your guest has a nice soothing voice. uh, yeah, she
Shout out to
does.
Slim Chubby.
Yeah, Slim Chubby. But fuck, I kind of lost my train of thought. That kind of fucked me up. Uh, but yeah, so people that are a lot more immature, it's really hard to contact or communicate with them because they feel like you're just trying to, even like you're not trying to lecture them, but it just comes out that way, and they just push all your opinions and stuff to the side just because they think they're always right. That's what I get from some people that I talk to that are really immature. But on anything, there's no rush to like be more grown up, or like, you know what I mean? You can't grow too fast or too slow. I mean, it's at your own pace, depending on what situations that you go through and everything.
Yeah, it really varies. Like you have no control over it, really.
Mm-hmm. Um. So, did you? do you feel like you're a more mature person, or like still like you're on a good pace, or immature? What do you think out of the different levels you think you're at in life right now?
Um,
It,
I want to say I'm immature just
mm-hmm,
because for my age, at 24, I feel like compared to a lot of people around my age, they are moving out. They have like all these bills to pay for, soon to get married,
mm-hmm,
having like they've graduated and all that type of shit. I'm still in the process of like getting my education right. I'm not like I'm not like working that much to take on so many bills for what I want. Like I
mm-hmm,
can't pay for my own brand new car right now. Like that could wait till the end. So like in certain aspects I'm very like inexperienced.
mm-hmm.
Um things around the world like with like taxes and like the shit that they don't teach you in school, like all that type of shit.
Yeah,
I'm very ignorant and it's cuz like no one ever brought it up to me. So I'm very like inexperienced in all types of areas like that.
yeah.
But like as a friend, like I don't want to say I'm more mature
Shit.
in like personality wise.
You think you're kind of immature? Well, to be fair, I feel like anyone, if you know our friend group, we're all kind of immature. Like our little group is really fucking immature when it comes down to it. But I mean, like, it's not really immature. I think we just like to have fun. That's just the difference.
Yeah.
And we just don't want to take things so seriously if it doesn't need to be. Cause I mean, everyone's just so damn serious, man. They just gotta like take it easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um, how's Hawaii weather? Yeah. So another thing is I changed. So I changed the background because if you didn't see my last stream, I had it in Mexico because we were supposed to go on a trip to Mexico, but I'm not too sure if that's a thing. So I got myself being Cancun to us. This time I switched it up and I'm in Hawaii, you know, enjoying the beautiful
yeah. Oh
weather,
wow.
quarantine weather and everything. Um, let's see.
That's cute.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. um, so so what do you? Let's talk about like respect now, because this is like such a I don't know. Respect can go so much different ways. What do you define respect as, or what have people done to show you sort of respect? Whether that's like small things or like big how do I say actions in life.
Um, like at the top of my head, like I don't have any specific events that come to mind. I just feel like respect is something like the foundation of it is just knowing that someone's not gonna fuck with you and that they actually value what you have to say.
Mm-hmm.
Like if someone asks me for my opinion on something, it's like, oh wow, okay, like you actually care about what I wanna say about it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and also like with their actions, like their actions speak louder than their words. If someone can treat me right, like that's what I value. I'll respect them if they can respect me, and like it's a two-way street. Like it's got to be like that.
Yeah, I get that. So you're saying your definition of like respect and everything is like just being real with you kind of thing? Like they'll just or like what do you define as respect specifically? Or like is it like the action or is it a certain like things they say? Personally for me, my definition of respect, this is how I see it. Um for respect, it's kind of just being real, like I just mentioned earlier. Um, like I'm a pretty easygoing person, so I don't really hate anyone. If I do, then you did something really wrong, and I don't fuck with you. For respect, personally, it's just being real. So when if there's something wrong that I'm doing, or if there's like something I could be doing better, stuff like that, um, no one has, no one is scared to tell me because I'll take the criticism. Uh, I'll take the criticism. So and respect in terms of that, or let's say if they, I don't know, just I think that's basically it. Just honesty, being real with me, being there for me, or like
Yeah.
yeah, being there for me is a big one just because I tend to keep my circle small. I'm usually friendly with everybody unless like I said you do something wrong. So just like obviously if there's any rumors, let's say for example, because we're still pretty young, or stuff about me, instead of spreading stuff around and stuff, you could talk to me
Yeah, yeah.
personally. Like you could DM me and I won't get pissed because I'm pretty understanding, dude. Like I'm pretty logical when it comes to anything, honestly. Just so talk to me about it. Don't talk behind my back. Like I'm a person you could speak to me in that regard, but also like, um, just me trusting you and being someone I could rely on, that kind of stuff. So also if you
Yeah,
let's
exactly.
in terms of let's say not only just like relationships, but let's just say even occupation. If people I've seen people grinding, I respect that. I mean, you see that they're working hard and like in that position. I mean, if I was in that position, I would know how you feel, kind of thing. Um, so is there any situation in life that might make it memorable that kind of was like, oh wow, I really like or I really fuck with this person heavy because like they're really uh, I don't know. I really respect this person for doing their thing or doing something.
it's it's really like their type of vibe, you know, like if they seem like they genuinely like what they're doing and treating other people how they want to be treated essentially, like then I know that if they're genuinely good and wholesome, it's like okay, I respect that because like behind it, it's just all good intentions.
Hmm. Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah, that's a good point. All good intentions. That's basically it. Just all good intentions. Then I
Yeah.
respect that kind of shit. For me, that is gain my respect. I don't know. Lots of people have my respect. Let's say locally. I'm just gonna put lots of local references just because I see lots of people doing their thing, and I've said this in my last stream is when I see people getting more opportunities for let's say music or entertainment or entrepreneurship, stuff like that. I get really cheesed. So I get really
Mm.
happy. I remember I wake up, I see some stuff on like Instagram or something, Twitter, and then I'm like, oh my god, this guy's going off. Like, yeah, he accomplished so much, or he's doing this, and I feel like I'm gonna cry. Literally, that's I just get so emotional because I'm just so happy for them, and I respect their hustle basically because I know how hard it is to even just like put yourself out there or do certain things, or let's say in relationships, like show off their significant other, that sort of stuff. You know that's how they get my respect and everything.
Living through other people's success.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it's not like
Yeah.
I think, and I said it's like too. There's too much negativity to be negative. So when I see people hustling, I'm just like, dang, yeah, you got my respect. If I don't like you, I still respect you because you're doing your thing. Um,
Hmm.
so
Because they're all doing it for themselves. Like this
exactly,
is what they're trying so hard to do. It's really motivating.
yeah, and I mean
And
it's
it's
so
like, wow, if I could do that too.
and it's so hard to put yourself out there nowadays because there's like so many there's also so many judgmental people, and it's just like that putting yourself in that environment people really hesitate or shy away from because
Yeah.
even let's say myself on Instagram or something, I don't like posting because I kind of like shy away from all that. I don't know, like just the perception to other people and stuff like that. So one of the people asked is like, what there's this is such a vague question, but like, what might cause you to lose respect for someone? Besides, let's say you said good
um.
intentions, let's say is out the window. Is there anything? Is there anything that comes to mind when it comes to like what might immediately cause you to lose respect for someone?
To immediately lose respect, you must have done something to cross me. Like if I got pissed, like I don't get pissed. I'm very calm. Like okay, it might not sound like it with all the ways that I'm like cussing right now, but like I am a really calm person. If you pissed me off, like it's a reasonable reason why I got pissed off. So
Mm-hmm.
fuck you, get out. You're cut. Like I don't need that shit in my life.
I
So
I
like you must have
mhm.
done something bad or like pissed me off.
I feel the same thing. Like I literally do not get angry whatsoever. Maybe when I play video games, but that's like one of the. I mean,
That's
video
different
games.
though.
Yeah, that's entirely different. But Respect is like if someone disrespects me, is kind of like, yeah, they crossed me, or they kind of like, I don't know, did something to hurt me, let's say. Then that kind of like crosses the line. I draw respect. Fuck you. I don't get pissed at anything or anyone, for the most part, anyways. But if I do, then I kind of drop it. But for the most part, that's how I would lose respect for somebody.
Yeah, because it's like, what is the reason for doing what you did?
No, exactly.
Because it doesn't make sense. No one goes out intentionally to fucking hurt someone or to start shit. Okay, maybe like trolls on the internet, but like realistically, like people don't wake up every day and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna fuck up Jamal's morning right now and fucking spread a rumor about him." Like no,
Mm-hmm.
no one never really does that.
Yeah. So what was I gonna say? So has there ever been a time in your life that you have been disrespected, or in what, and is there a fine line that you think that, let's say, whether that's a situation or a saying that might be borderline crossing the line for yourself?
Um, I don't. I personally don't like confrontation.
Oh,
So
okay.
if I have to burn a bridge, like I'm gonna do it low key,
Mm-hmm.
just kind of like phase myself out of their life. So, um, in the past, like people have like I've lost respect for some people
Mm-hmm.
because of some of the things that they've done, and it's maybe sometimes it's not directly to me. It might have been said to someone else and passed down the line to me.
Uh-huh.
Um, and it's like you kind of think you have to spend time thinking about why that person did that, get their perspective on it, then you can realize like if this is a dumb fucking reason, I like not worth it
Mm-hmm.
because there's more of a chance of that type of shit coming back up again.
No, exactly. I get that. I mean, like I said, it's really hard to I feel like to be disrespectful, because there's just like there's such a small amount of things that someone can do to you or do to really cross that line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think everyone has been disrespected at some point in their life. It might not be as extreme. Might be like um, minimal. Might be not as significant as some other
Hmm.
situations. But I agree with what you said. So in terms
It really
of,
depends on like what happened.
yeah, so let's say if someone's talking shit about my back, but they're like two faced to me, that's kind of like, bro, really? Like
Yeah.
if you don't want to take the time to actually talk to me about it, then I kind of like lose respect, because you're kind of like I don't want to say like, oh, well, you're a coward, for the most part. If you have some issues with me that you don't want to talk about, but on the other note is like, if someone did something to someone else and then it comes back to me, and I see like it's not, how do I say,
Like it's more indirect.
yeah, it's more indirect, but like it could affect you still, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially, let's say if like one of the homies, someone does something to the homies, then I kind of like lose respect for whoever's doing it, if it's kind of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
disrespectful to them. So it's just like,
It's like if you see them, not gonna say hi, but I'm not necessarily gonna be like rude to them if they ever do talk to me, you know?
no, exactly, like base. Well, I do have a few people where I'm just like, hey, if you say hi to me, I'm not gonna say anything whatsoever. But like, for the most part, I'm trying not to give them any mind. Just like, I'm not gonna worry about you. I don't give a fuck about you. So I'm gonna do my own thing. If you're worried about it, I don't really
Hmm.
care what you think about me or how you feel about me. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
On the other hand, so out of all that respect and all those situations that we had growing up, was there any point of time in your life that there was like a memorable lesson or situation that you've learned from your parents or from growing up that might have helped you today?
Um, memorable.
Yeah, let's say the thing that comes to the top of your mind that might be memorable to you or something like that. It could be like something. Oh yeah, they gave me a toy. Now I know how it is to play games. That sort of shit. You know what I mean?
um, from time to time, I think about this moment way back when I was maybe like in elementary.
Mhm.
I remember like asking my mom like, "Oh, can I go to blah blah blah's house or some
Mhm.
type of shit like that."
Yeah.
And then she like, again, she lectured me, but she was giving me a talk about like, why do you want to go? Are you sure you're even invited? Those aren't even your real friends. And I'm like,
Huh?
oh shit, like,
Shit.
fuck you, mom. You don't know my friends. Don't talk to me like that. But like, in the back of my head, like, then that always sat down with me, like, is this person a real person? Am I being genuinely like valued by them? Am I part of them? You know?
Mhm.
So like growing up, I'm like
Oh, really
asking myself
interesting.
that with each person, every encounter, who do I value? Who values me? Who earns my respect by doing that and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
like, thanks mom for fucking being really mean about that about my fake friends, but it I guess it helped.
No, I get you. I actually didn't know that. That's kind of interesting to me. Like you, that like something like, oh yeah, you know, they're not your real friends. Fuck them, kind of shit. And you're like, oh wait,
Just fucking
huh?
rude.
You're kind of like, oh fuck you, mom. Why are you saying this? And you're like, wait, huh? She actually kind of makes sense. Are these my real friends? That's kind
Yeah.
of funny.
Like
Uh,
indirectly, I think that's like one of the reasons why I'm super shy.
oh
Because like I
really?
don't want to talk to people. It's like, you're all, I hate you all or something. Like I don't know.
No, I feel that. I feel that for sure. Personally, I don't know. Memorable moment lesson. Oh, well, this is the one thing I've always said when I was growing up, especially to like other family members. Is kind of like what my parents taught me was they're always saying, your friends will change, your family will always be there through the toughest times, kind of thing. So I'm more of a family person um,
Mm.
because let's say at a young age, like I said, it wasn't the easiest upbringing. So also my grandparents are older. They have like health problems, stuff like that. So I was always aware to that, and they always emphasize that okay, help your Lolo, your grandpa, help your Lola do this or that because they're old now. You know what I mean? You're young, you can do this. I did this when I was younger. At the first part, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm kind of annoyed. You know what I mean? Like, just because I'm young and I'm a dude, I have to do all of this. Literally, you guys are older. You're stronger than me. You could do all this shit.
Yeah, yeah.
But that lesson helped me become more aware of my surroundings and try not to take advantage too much of like those situations. So one of the memorable moments is like I remember a point in time in my life where I was actually going through some tough times, and it was weird because I've never really talked to my parents that way, like on a deeper level about really touchy subjects. Um, so and then they've actually been supportive. So I expected my dad to be like, "Ah, oh, you fucking idiot! You're so dumb. Why are you doing this?" Kind of, you know what I mean? Like kind of those sort of
Yeah.
typical Asian parent lectures. But
Mhm.
after the conversation with them, he kind of like sat down. He's like, you know, I've been through this. I already know what you're going through. Like, you know, that's why like we're here for you. I'm here for you. If you need to talk, if you're scared, stuff like that. Like I'm here. So that's the biggest thing that I took from it. One of the most memorable lessons I got from my parents. Luckily, they were more open minded because I was a little bit older at that time. Because from if it was any time younger, they'd probably like beat my ass most likely. Like I'm gonna get a whooping for like, oh, you're so dumb. Don't do this shit again. Um,
How often were they ever like that open with you? Like trying to be your friend?
not at all. Honestly, I remember this. This is how it all started. So, it was when I believe I just graduated high school. So in high school, I just graduated, and I remember I went to a picnic or something like that with my sister and my dad. So I remember me and my sister. One day we were just like talking to my dad normally, and then we're just like, "Hey, dad, yeah, we smoke weed." And then I was like,
It's
weird.
just
Yeah.
casual.
No, literally, we're just like, hey, we smoke weed or something like that. And then he's like, oh, and we're like, oh, we also partied a lot back in high school. We drank a lot underage. And then he's like, oh yeah, for sure, I already knew that. Like, he's like, I knew that already. Literally, when you're throwing parties, I was just trying to catch you guys in the act of, let's say, drinking or doing these sort of things. He's
What
like,
the heck?
yeah, he's like, I'm not stupid. But he was still strict back then, so I'm just like, maybe he's lying. But then after, like, then we just started getting on about it, about like, he's like, oh yeah, how do you smoke weed? You get weed, I'll show you how to do it. This is like showing me these, if you're not doing this, you're not doing it the right way, that sort of shit. So after that,
What the hell?
it was just, I would say I'm really lucky, because if you say that to any other Asian parent, they'll most likely like disown you. Because some parents are they're like, no, you're gonna do these things, my rules, and this stuff.
Yeah.
So after that, for me personally, like, I spent a lot of time with family being younger, so I was always babied, I would say, for the most part. But being spending more time with my family and everything on days off, or let's say, I remember I was with one of my homies, like Jesse. We were just job hunting as well. So I didn't have a car at that time. So I remember we were busing everywhere, and then I knew where my dad was or my family was at that time. So I just bus there, walk there, and then I just talked to them here and there, and then I knew they really appreciated it, because till whatever this day or whatever, they always talk to my sister, because my sister was always doing her own thing, and I feel like that's more of a female thing. They're more independent when it comes to growing up. They grow up a lot faster. This is my opinion on it, than males. So he's always like, "Oh yeah, your brother visits me whenever, and he doesn't even have a freaking car, that sort of shit." You know what I mean? Like, how come you don't
Yeah.
visit me? You like, and he has a job, stuff like that. So on that note, I started spending more time, like, one on one, mom and dad. And I don't know, we just talked about everything, and I feel like I'm just really good with people. So being with my family is really easy for me to talk to them now that I have some sort of comfort in those sort of situations, since they've seen or heard everything that I've been through. And yeah, I know, it just blossomed to like friendships. Like, I'm like best friends with my parents. For them, yeah, when they're not yelling at me, I guess. But
That's like, you're like really lucky, because like your mom's young, right?
yeah, she's
like
pretty young.
on the younger side.
Yeah.
So like there's more of a chance of being relatable
So
to each other.
if you don't mind me asking, how old is your parents though?
I don't remember the exact numbers, but early 60s.
Early 60s. See, yeah, I think you're right. Like, younger parents, I think they're just lucky because they can actually relate a little bit easier than older parents. And I feel like that's why it's
Yeah.
a little bit harder for people with older parents, because they're kind of more old fashioned, not used to some of the new things in the society now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like they're not gonna talk to me about like sex when they're expecting me to say sex till marriage.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the hardest part.
I
So
never got the talk.
Yeah. No, exactly. I did, but my dad's kind of like stupid about it. He's just like, yeah, I'm not gonna go into it because it gets a little bastos in there. But when so, what if you had to choose? Because I feel like right now it's been more standard of younger parents, which I personally prefer. I'd prefer to have kids when I'm younger, but also I think about myself right now, and I'm like, God damn, I'm so immature, and I'm so much bills, and there's so much things I want to do that I don't understand how my parents and like other people go and do this at this age. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's too hard. Like
Like, I would
people
love to.
got married right now at this age. Ooh,
Yeah.
Nope.
I-
I don't know about that.
I would love to if finances and everything looks so good. Like, God, everything's so unbelievable. You're like, yes, perfect. But now I'm just like, nope, this ain't the move right now.
Really gotta like plan your life step by step every year.
Literally, if you can't even afford a house, or let's say a new car, or you know what I mean, like, God damn, how can you afford
Yeah.
a kid? But the people that do have kids, I respect your hustle and your grind because that shit's hard work. I had a dog.
That shit's hard. Like,
And that shit's
props
expensive.
to whoever's a parent.
Yeah, exactly. Like I had a dog that I bought by myself. I was like a single father at some point because my sister is back in the city now. But like that shit's hard, man. That shit's expensive. And imagine a kid, bro. Oh my god, that's a lot of work.
And dogs can't talk after a few years. You can't communicate stuff.
Exactly.
But, like, fuck.
So on top of that, let's just say something. Let's have something a little bit more general. So, what are some pet peeves that you personally have, and which one is the most? Let's say the one that bothers you the most about certain people or whatever.
Yeah, well, I have like stupid little pet peeves that
Mhm.
just you'll find out if you hang out with me. Like, you'll find out like randomly during one night or something. And there's like more general ones that I feel
Mhm.
a lot of people can relate to.
Yep.
Starting off with like the small type of shit. I hate people who chew with their mouth open, and that you can hear every sound in their breath going through the mush. Like, not
Okay.
down for that.
Okay. I'll touch on that. So, is there anyone that you know now that has that does that? You don't have to name names.
I know a few people.
Okay. Okay. Continue.
One of them was like, in one of my friend groups, not gonna say which friend group, and that person bothers the fuck out of me. I want to make noise just so I don't hear her or his mouth fucking
Yeah.
chew all the fucking time.
You hear that, guys? So watch when you're chewing around your knees. You don't go crazy on you.
Like, nasty.
Mhm.
Another one is. Okay, my boyfriend knows this very well. If I fucking hang out with you and we're like watching a movie or something, just hanging out, if you're fucking constantly moving your toes, stop
Don't-
moving your fucking toes. Because why is that necessary? You're walking, that's fine. If you're chilling and wiggling your toes out of nowhere, why are you doing that?
Wiggling the
Why?
toes. Oh my god, I would not expect that as a pet peeve. So don't move your toes when you're around Janine. Slim is.
Chubby.
He's like, wow.
Fat, slim, chubby. I fucking hate that. It bothers me. So like every time I'm hanging out with my boyfriend, like if I see that shit in the corner of my eye. He starts it, I'll fucking look at him like, you're wiggling your toes. Like I constantly am like super aware of it whenever it happens, and then I'll cover it somehow.
Mhm. He's like, lol,
All the
bruh.
time.
He's like, bruh.
He moves it so like exaggerated, like the full range of motion up and down. Like,
Holy shit, that's hilarious. He's getting blasted right now. That's so funny. So don't move your toes. Don't move your toes whatsoever. So is that like your top two kind of pet peeves right now, or is there like the big the main ones kind of thing?
top two of the small ones that immediately come to mind.
Mhm.
My main one is just people thinking that they know you.
Oh,
Thinking that like they know
fuck.
your life and that they know what
Oh,
you're doing
fuck.
and that they caught up with you. It's like, no, fuck off.
No,
Don't act like that. Don't act
Oh
like
my-
you know everything about me.
I 100% agree with that. I remember in high school too, there was like some of my cousins' friends, like I don't know them at all, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I know your cousin," you blah blah blah. They're talking. I'm like, when I think about it, it's kind of mean still, but I'm just like, "Yo, shut the fuck up! Don't talk about me. Like you don't know me like that." Just
Yeah.
oh my god, and I hate that. Like we're not friends, and like if you want to be friends, you can talk to me, but don't fucking put my name in your mouth. You know, like. I hate that. Pet, and in terms of my pet peeves, I think besides that, that's pretty hard. Oh, my pet peeves. When, you try someone. Let's say I don't know if this is specifically your pet peeve, but when you tell people or you give people advice or something, this is shots to no one. It's just something that came up across my mind is when I tell people advice or they're asking for advice. Oh, can you help me with this? I literally tell you, and you don't listen to me, and then you come back to me and tell me, ask me for the same fucking advice. Like, bro, I literally just told you the last time we talked, and they started like, oh no, oh man, they did this again. I'm like, okay, I'm done. So there's,
Yeah. I fucking hate that.
and I wouldn't consider this as a pet peeve. It's just, I don't know, but like when I'm messaging people, I'm not a good texter, or messenger by any means. But when people respond way too quick on texts or messages, because let's say if I'm doing my thing, I'm sending a message, and then later it takes 1 second for them to respond. I'm like, holy shit, and
What?
I look even worse, like a worse texter because they respond way too quick. I don't know, you.
How do you hate that?
Cause I feel pressure. I hate it because I'm so pressured to respond quickly, literally. And I'm just like, holy shit! I need to think about when I text, cause I'm not a impulsive person. Let's say, the reason why I say this is, let's say if you're in an argument and people like let's say girls in general, they go crazy. They go ham on your ass. They get their shit, all their thoughts, like 2 pages of shit done in like 2 seconds. Like they have all their shit ready.
Yup.
So like when I'm like I have to think about mine. So this is me on my phone. I'm just like literally typing and I'm like thinking, okay, and then I like proofread it and I put it in like notes. If you don't know me, I put on notes and I start typing it, and then just to make sure there's no spelling mistakes, I don't sound a certain way.
Damn, you're
like
proper.
yeah, so I don't sound a certain way because I don't want it to come out aggressive if I don't mean to be aggressive, stuff like that, right? They respond crazy, and their shit is like, girls are pretty good. Like when it comes down to it, like they never have those issues when they get it done. So they send that, and then I'm just like, holy shit, I have to respond right away. Like I put my phone down, and so I already receive a message. So my pet peeve is like I have no time to fucking respond. Like you guys give me no time, no chance.
Oh my god.
But I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just like saying fuck. I feel like an asshole because I feel like I just type so fucking slow. I can't get my point across properly.
But like the opposite is my pet peeve. I hate when people take too long to respond.
Oh fuck.
Like, I'm not a constant texter. Like if I'm texting you, like I'm texting you, I got something to say. We talking about it right now. You better keep the chat open. Be ready to watch me type. See the little things like Janine is typing, blah blah blah, and be ready for what I gotta say. And I expect your response in at least 2 minutes, at least.
Do you have that issue with your current relationship? Or is he
Paul's
pretty good?
Very like he has his moments where he won't text me.
Yeah.
For like maybe 5 to 10 minutes later, which is decent. Like I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure like before, like we don't text. We don't text throughout the day. So then I can text him maybe at like 10 in the morning. He won't reply to him maybe 1.
Oh shit.
That's kind of like
the
man.
furthest. Okay.
So that starts like it's like borderline like
This
like,
guy's still not
I
responding.
You talked to me like 3 hours ago. Why are you talking to me now?
Like this message was like, this is too late. Don't even respond at this point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
Versus people who like who like they message maybe like 6 hours later. Then I'm like, okay, fuck this. There's no point on talking to you. If you're gonna talk to me like later in the day, I have the conversation's done already. I talked to myself about it.
No, I agree. Do you know what's funny that you bring that up? I remember when I was talking to my parents before. Like I said, I'm a shitty texter. Like you'll probably hate me if we were texting because I remember my dad or my mom messages me. My mom or my dad messages me. They send me a text. I always forget to respond or click send. So I have my stuff typed out or whatever, or I don't. I just look at it and I forget. And then after like 2 or 3 days, I was like, oh shit, I forgot my parents messaged me.
Days?
So so I texted, like, let's say an example would be my dad, and I'm like, whatever. And then I remember we just hang out in person, and literally he comes up to me and he's like, you're such a shitty texter. And then, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm like, I'm bad at it. Like, I can't forget. And then my dad goes, Oh, it's okay. I'm pretty shitty too. It's okay. But like, cause we literally
But
take
like,
days to
why?
respond to each other, cause we always forget, or we're like fuck it, whatever. Slim Chubby inner chat is like, I'd never do that.
He doesn't do it anymore. That's
He,
because I know his schedule. I know what he's doing. I'll message during reasonable times.
oh, that is smart. I mean that's good. Yeah, like I said, I give props
But
to that.
like, do you just never get like when you're done with a text? Do you just never open the app ever again? Like, what takes what?
Oh, you mean how I just don't
What?
respond, or like when I don't
Yeah.
text for a few days,
Like,
or
how do you not notice that you didn't send it?
because sometimes when I click send, I swipe too fast or I exit out too quick, so it seems like I clicked the send button, but I think it maybe just never went through. You know what I mean? Because I don't know if you have that issue, but like let's say even in Telegram, let's say if I type some stuff up, I click send, but I close it too quickly, so it doesn't even notice that
Yeah.
I sent it. So that's my problem. I'm just like too busy doing other things. I'm just like, okay, that, and then I look back and I'm like, why the hell aren't they messaging? Because girls are pretty good when it comes to messaging. So then I
Because
look
I'm
at,
constantly reopening everything
yeah,
all the
not
time.
me, not me. I'm wonder. I think the main reason is because I'm not usually on my phone all the time. I'm not one of those people. Also, I'm not sure if you are, but I'm not saying you are. But usually, I don't really touch my phone too often unless I I'm expecting some. Oh, actually, I wouldn't say expecting something because you would expect a message. But let's say hear like a ding or something because let's say playing games or something. You know what I mean?
I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, like, yeah, I know what you mean. Like, this doesn't make me look too good, but when it comes to texting, like, yeah, I'm not the greatest texter at all. Um, there's one question on Instagram that I got. I don't know if you can really relate to this or answer this. One of the questions were, let's say if you have experienced death in family or friends, how did you or how do you cope with that sort of situation, those intense situations in life, if you have any
Um,
experience in that, whether that could be a pet or family member, friend, sad news, like,
ways to cope.
or like what, yeah, and what do you do kind of thing.
My main way of coping is just it's very like ignorant. Like I run away from it. I distract myself from it. I don't think about it that much. Well, I do whenever I'm like chilling on my own, but I constantly have to be distracting myself. The reason why I started playing video games, it's why I have YouTube always open on my computer. Like I
Mhm.
have to constantly have my mind on something else
Yeah.
in order to get my mind off of it. Like it's the only way that I know. I don't have that many healthy habits. Like I don't get how people can work out and get their mind off of stuff like that. Like I'm constantly gonna be thinking about it during the workout. Like I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Like something has to stimulate your thought.
No, I get it. I mean, like different people have different ways of coping. Mine is, I don't know. I think I'm just like one of the saddest guys ever. Literally, I'm like one of, like, think about the most emotional people. They're just like in your bed and you're just like curled up in a ball and you're just like fuck, like what the fuck kind of shit. So when it comes to
Yeah.
like death of family, and I don't know, like I am usually very happy and I'm really outgoing. So when like situations, like really intense situations like that occur, I don't know. I need to release that emotion because I can't bottle all of that intense emotions built up in my body. And I don't also like being in public and showing like I'm sad or stuff because I just don't like being
Yeah,
sad.
yeah.
So I tend to. I also do isolate myself. I just curl up in a ball or whatever, and this, yeah, do my thing in isolation kind of thing, which is also like kind of unhealthy. I mean, like, but I mean, I just prefer to deal with my stuff myself, and I've always been that way. When it comes down to situations like that.
Yeah. If anything, like I like to talk about it. People love talking about themselves. And
Mm-hmm.
so if someone's willing to listen and ask me questions, making sure I'm okay, checking up on me, like that helps
Yeah,
times like a million for me to be better.
I agree. That's like, I mean, that I feel like that's the toughest thing because I think I've told you this like privately before. Like, I just don't like bothering people with my own situation, so I tend to not talk about anything. You always see me laughing or anything, but
Yeah.
on the side, in like deep down, if do people do ask like, oh yeah, how was your day? Do you have anything like if you're going through some stuff? If someone asks you, then I'll happily like I'll talk about it because it seems like someone wants to listen. But it's like it's just a really weird spot to put yourself in because I feel like it's like you're putting yourself you're showing that you're really vulnerable at this position, and it's just no one really likes doing that, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's just a really weird situation to get yourself in if you want to talk to someone because you don't want to bother them with what's going on and everything, right?
Yeah. Like it's really hard to find people who care like that. People can care about you but not deeply. So
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to find like who is that type of person? Who can I see myself letting them know what my life is like
Yeah, that's
and
what.
stuff like that?
Hmm. Do you think you have any like do you have any, let's say, outside of your relationship, or you, let's say, in your relationship, that you can really talk to someone about that? I'm assuming it could be like your boyfriend, right? Or
Yeah.
no? Yeah. Okay.
Like I have I'm really lucky. I feel like I have plenty of people outside of outside of my boyfriend to
Hmm.
talk to. Um
Yeah.
it's just that like for me to talk about my life, I need a special environment. Like it has to be one on one. You have to talk to me, provoke me to say what I need to say because I'm not going to just come out and say it. Be like,
Yeah.
"Can we hang out? I want to talk about blah 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 blah." No, you
Yep.
got to like start it up for me and then
Yeah.
I'll
Get
give
it.
you
Get the
money.
mood, right? Get the mood so we
Yeah.
can like talk about that stuff. I'm
Yeah.
entirely the same way because it's just weird. Okay, can we just go outside and just sit and talk about these things? Like, no, it's not really how it works, kind of.
Yeah.
Eh.
Like some people you can, I guess, but like it's to get it more real, like you got to get it like that. Get them in the feels. Get everyone in the feels.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I feel you. On top of that, I feel like we went through all of the questions. Just and it's at the 1 hour mark already. Believe it or not, we've actually been talking for an hour. They,
Nice.
yeah. I think I think we're all like, through with the questions right now. Let me just see if there's any more. But other than that, is there anything else you want to touch on of all the topics or wanted to bring up, or you nothing crosses your mind right now?
Uh, yeah, nothing on the top of my head, no.
Okay, so we're probably gonna wrap up this. What do you even call this? Do you call this like a podcast, or would you call this like a live stream, or what do you call this? I don't even know.
I feel like it's a podcast.
It's like a podcast, right? Yeah, Casey, that's what I thought. But it's just live streamed, so it's gonna be a little bit different from a podcast because you're not face to face with each other and all these other
Yeah.
things to keep in mind. So I'm probably gonna wrap this up right now. If you want, go ahead, plug yourself. If you want, say what you have to say. I'll give you a few minutes if you want to say that while we wrap up.
Hi, I'm Janine. You can follow me on Twitch at Tommy Buns. You can add me on Snapchat at JNNBTST. And if I know you, or if I've seen you in real life, you can follow me on Instagram at Janine Batista. No, J. No, restart. Underscore J Batista.
And I totally forgot to put your picture up there. This is Janine. I I totally forgot to post the pictures for everyone that's in the stream. For her at underscore J Batista Instagram. Follow her at Tommy Buns. If you want to see her stream, make sure you follow her because it's really rare. It's like once in a lifetime. I'm not. I'm just kidding. But she does in stream too often. So if you do, that's a blessing. So that'll probably wrap it up for this podcast live stream. Right, right now. Uh, so I'll probably end that us off here. I will be continue streaming. I'll just be right back. Restart the stream for a game stream. Other than that, I thank you very much for hopping on this stream with me and actually
Yeah.
talking to me about these cool situations. And even though it may be a little bit awkward, I appreciate it.
Anytime.
Okay. So other than that,
Peace.
thank you guys for watching this on YouTube, Instagram Live, on Twitch. I will see you guys on the next one. Make sure you follow me on Prodigious J, Twitch, Jamel Bernardo, Instagram, Snapchat to see when I'm live again, all that other stuff. But other than that, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.